everyone, and welcome to this new healing session. There are moments in the soul's eternal journey when it must pause to acknowledge its own shadow, not out of shame, but out of sacred responsibility. This is a clearing for past dark incarnations, where your soul, like many others, once chose to walk through darkness, to experiment with control, shadow magic, manipulation, or spiritual distortion. In this ceremony, we do not punish the past. We understand it. We hold it in the light. We ask for forgiveness from those we harmed. We dissolve soul-level agreements, dark vows, and pacts. We release souls we may have bound. We liberate ourselves and others with humility. This is not spiritual ego. This is not saviorism. This is deep, soul-level truth-telling. You are guided through every phase, with spiritual technology aligned with divine will, the law of karma, and your higher self. This clearing spans across all timelines, past, present, future, hidden, or collapsed. All incarnations and soul expressions. All layers of consciousness and being. All places where your soul exists, from the beginning until now. All is done with full reverence to the soul's divine pace. Nothing shall be removed that is not aligned. Nothing shall be added that is not of the highest light. This is sacred work. This is brave work. This is the return to truth. Let the space now be sealed in light. Let the temple doors open. Let the sacred work begin. Let calmness settle in the space. Let the breath descend gently into the body. Let the sacred remembrance of your soul's eternal journey come to the surface with grace. Across time, space, and dimension, across lives lived in light, and those touched by shadow, this healing now begins. We now open the temple of soul reconciliation with full respect and neutrality. This is not a space of condemnation or judgment, but a space of illumination, forgiveness, and release. Here, we acknowledge that every soul, at some point in its journey through duality, has known the spectrum of light and dark. The soul learns. The soul evolves. The soul returns to truth. We call now to the heart of divine source, the original flame of light, love, and life. That this clearing be done in total alignment with the law of divine will, the law of karma, the law of free will, the law of grace, the law of divine timing, the highest oversoul, soul counsel, and divine intelligence of each participant, the sacred destiny and missions of the soul. We now call upon the following sacred allies and guides: divine source, origin of all life, the higher self, soul counsel, and oversoul of each participant, the angelic orders, seraphim, cherubim, thrones, Archangel Michael, for protection and sword clearing of all negative ties and contracts, Archangel Zadkiel, for karmic transmutation and violet flame release, Archangel Raphael, to heal trauma and restore the energetic body, the Council of Karma and Divine Contracts, to oversee lawful release and justice, the Lords of Time and Timeline Guardians, to allow healing across incarnational lines, Ascended Masters of Truth, Justice, and Sovereignty, Karmic Gatekeepers and Star Elders, to assist souls who remain bound in past timelines, the Spirit of Water, to cleanse all emotional and etheric residues, the Divine Mothers, Kuan Yin, Isis, Mother Mary, to offer mercy, reparenting, and restoration. Let this session reach and apply to all incarnations, lifetimes, and soul expressions, all timelines, past, present, future, collapsed or hidden. levels of consciousness: cellular, emotional, mental, energetic, spiritual. All dimensions, realms, bodies, and layers of self. From the beginning of your soul's creation until this very moment, and in every place these energies exist, we ask that nothing shall be removed that is not in alignment with divine will. Nothing shall be added that is not of the highest light. This healing shall unfold at the pace and intensity that honors the wisdom, capacity, and timing of the soul. All that is released, transmuted, and cleared shall be done in total accordance with the higher self, divine source, and the law of karma. Let all work done here be protected, sealed, and untouchable by any force not of the highest light. Let no interference, harm, mimicry, or reversal distort this sacred unfolding. Let the space now be sealed in light. Let the temple doors open. Let the sacred work begin. Beloved soul, as you step into this sacred space, know that you are not alone. You are accompanied by your higher self, by the divine source that created you, and by the many luminous beings who walk beside those who choose truth. You are not here to be judged. You are here to remember, to restore, and to reclaim your light. May your heart open, not in fear of what you may see, but in faith for what you are ready to heal. May the shame that has silently followed you begin to dissolve in the light of compassion. May the memories that have been hidden now rise only if your soul is ready. Let all the heaviness you've carried be held now by greater hands. Let all the fragmented pieces of your being be gently gathered back into wholeness. You are courageous for being here. You are loved for being willing. You are honored for your readiness to see clearly. May every step in this journey be guided by truth, by love, and by divine will. And may the path of your highest timeline now begin to unfold. We start this session with acknowledging the soul's journey through darkness without shame or denial. The soul's evolution spans across light and shadow. In its search for wisdom, wholeness, and divine remembrance, the soul sometimes chooses difficult paths, lives of power, manipulation, warfare, sorcery, or domination, not from evil intent, but from the desire to understand polarity, to know contrast, to ultimately return home to truth. This first part is about acknowledging that your soul has walked through darkness, not as a punishment, but as part of the sacred journey of duality, without judgment, fear, or denial. It's also about gently clearing the spiritual ego, that aspect of you that might reject this truth, believing that acknowledging your darker past somehow invalidates your light. We ask Divine Source to anchor the truth in unconditional love, the higher self and soul council to oversee the remembrance, the law of divine timing and the law of grace, Archangel Tzadkiel to assist with transmutation and gentle remembrance, Archangel Michael to clear resistances and energetic distortions, the ancient elders of light to witness the reclaiming with compassion, the spirit of water to cleanse shame from the emotional body, the Christ light to hold you in non-judgmental radiance as you remember, the seraphim to sing remembrance back into your soul's vibration. We now open to the truth of our soul's full journey, not just the light, but the places where we have known distortion, shadow, and misuse of power. Allow your breath to slow. Let your heart remain open. You are not being condemned. You are not being shamed. This is the medicine of remembrance. Repeat and affirm these words. I have been the seeker of light, and I have also been the bringer of shadow. I now acknowledge that my soul has experimented, learned, forgotten, and remembered, all in service to its return to wholeness. And to the spiritual ego, that part of you that wants only to be seen as pure, awakened, or holy, I love you. But you are not the whole of me. I no longer reject the truth to uphold a false identity of perfection. I release all superiority, spiritual bypass, denial, and distortion that resists this truth. You do not need to remember every lifetime. You only need to accept that this is true. The soul has danced in shadow, just as it now walks in light. Let Michael draw out the pride, the fear of being less spiritual, the unconscious shame that says, "This couldn't be me." Let the spirit of water cleanse you. Allow tears, warmth, or silence. Let the soul's shadowed stories rise like mist, not to haunt you, but to be honored and released. Affirm now that nothing we have been in the past defines me. We are not trapped by former roles or acts. We are the soul, vast, ancient, and capable of transformation. The elders of light nod in recognition. Sadkiel's violet flame begins transmutation. The Christ light rests on your brow. Let peace enter. Let the denials soften. Let the spiritual ego be humbled, not broken, but realigned. We choose to remember in truth. We choose to heal in wholeness. We choose to walk with nothing hidden from myself. And so, the foundation is laid. While this is integrating, let's move to releasing false identities and roles carried from past incarnations. When the soul experiments with darkness, control, or survival-based choices across lifetimes, it often adopts powerful masks and identities: ruler, priestess, tyrant, trickster, sorcerer, rebel, martyr, or savior. These roles may have served a purpose once, but they are not your truth. Even lifetimes where you held power or were revered may leave behind energetic impressions, distortions that shape your current perception, reactions, or behavior unconsciously. This one is about releasing these outdated roles, not as rejection, but as completion. Divine Source, to hold your identity in its truest form. The Higher Self, Soul Council, and Oversoul, to govern this release in truth and balance. The Akashic Record Keepers, to witness and register the completion of soul chapters. Archangel Metatron, to recalibrate your template with divine geometry and restore your original coding. Archangel Michael, to clear and dissolve attachments to false identities and clear their energetic residue. The Seraphim, to witness and hold the field in purity. The Ancient Elders of Light, to guide identity restoration through compassion. Star Nation representatives of genetic memory, to assist with lineage-level release. The divine law of free will, divine timing, and soul sovereignty. We now enter this phase with willingness to remember and release the roles we have worn that no longer reflect our soul's truth. Let your field soften. The seraphim sing the harmonics of your original self. Metatron begins adjusting the matrix of your inner template. Across every lifetime where I adopted roles of dominance, manipulation, seduction, rebellion, secrecy, or spiritual superiority, I now release them all. Not in shame, not in denial, but in the sacred recognition. We no longer need these roles. We no longer consent to these masks. We nullify all identity overlays, programs, and archetypes impressed upon my field, whether through conscious choice, initiation, trauma, oaths, rituals, spiritual hierarchies, or lineage expectations. Michael raises his sword. Affirm these words. I release the cloak of the false high priestess. I release the mantle of the wounded martyr. I release the shadow of the sorcerer, the trickster, the controller, the manipulator, the feared, the forgotten. Let the fire of transmutation sweep through. Let every costume drop from your energy. Let every voice in your head that was never truly yours go quiet. We bless the wisdom we have gained. We do not discard the lessons. But we choose now to be who I truly am beneath the layers. Your Akashic book closes one chapter. Your soul council witnesses the transition. Your light recalibrates. We reclaim our divine template. We reclaim our original vibration. We reclaim our soul's unmasked presence. As Metatron completes the correction of your light grid, allow rest. Feel yourself pure, raw, undefended. Nothing to prove. Nothing to hide. Nothing to carry that is not yours anymore. And this is sealed. As this unfolds, we continue with clearing the fear of divine justice and the subconscious expectation of punishment. So many souls who have walked through darker paths carry a deep, silent fear that they are beyond redemption. That divine justice means punishment. That one day they will get what they deserve. This energy is not karma, but shame masquerading as cosmic law. In this part, we cleared the fear of spiritual retribution, the belief that divine source is vengeful, and the deep nervous system imprint that says, I will suffer for what I have done. This fear unconsciously attracts chaos, blocks love, and sabotages healing. It creates a split where one tries to do good on the surface, while constantly expecting divine wrath in secret. We now dissolve this distortion. We ask the support of divine source and the law of grace, Archangel Zadkiel and the violet flame, Archangel Jophiel, light of divine wisdom, Mother Mary and White Tara, the soul council and your higher self. Affirm these words. I now release the false belief that I must be punished in order to grow. I reject the distortion that divine justice is vengeance. I open to the truth that divine law is not cruel, but precise, balanced, and always held in wisdom and compassion. Where repair is needed, I am willing, but I do not carry shame as virtue. I now dissolve the energetic imprints of self-punishment, unworthiness, fear of divine wrath, and spiritual guilt. Let this release extend across all incarnations where you were condemned, punished, or executed in the name of God. You absorbed beliefs of damnation, punishment, or unworthiness. You internalized suffering as a form of spiritual repayment. You feared healing would be cheating justice. We call upon the law of divine grace to uplift, balance, and restore truth without punishment. We now sever all cords and subconscious programs that attract harm as a form of atonement. Let us be free of this shadow contract. Let us walk forward in humility, not self-hate. Let us trust the purity of true justice, which does not require our destruction to be fulfilled. And so it is. We now continue with clearing vows, pacts, and seals of darkness made in past incarnations. In the vast journey of the soul, there are lifetimes where we may have made conscious or unconscious vows of loyalty, pacts of power, or seals of secrecy with dark forces, whether through ritual, oath, desperation, curiosity, or survival. These agreements often persist long after the incarnation ends, embedded in soul memory, etheric fields, and spiritual DNA. They can resurface as unexplained resistance to the light, sabotaging blessings, or drawing in entities, patterns, or people aligned with those past vows. We now initiate a sacred unraveling of all non-divine soul agreements, not in judgment, but in full awareness that the soul was exploring duality, power, and choice. In alignment with the law of karma and the law of free will, divine source and your higher self, Archangel Michael, to dissolve all contracts, seals, and cords. The Council of Divine Truth and Contractual Oversight, Archangel Metatron, to purify the records and remove imprints from the Akasha. The violet flame through Archangel Tzadkiel. Validate your consent by repeating these words. I now revoke, rescind, and dissolve every oath, vow, pact, alliance, contract, or seal I ever made with any force not aligned with the highest light. In any lifetime, timeline, incarnation, or dimensional expression of my soul. We ask that all these agreements be voided in the records, disintegrated and cleared from the etheric, emotional, and mental fields, removed from the cellular memory, released from the aura, chakras, and morphogenetic blueprint, dissolved across all timelines and expressions, in full compliance with divine law. We also dissolve all symbols, codes, glyphs, names, blood signatures, soul markings, or energy locks that tied the soul to these past alliances. Let the authority of divine source be the only force I now serve. Let all my energy return to alignment with the light, with love, and with the sovereign path of my soul. We now seal this phase with the benevolence of Archangel Michael, declaring, all dark seals are now shattered. All hidden pacts are revealed and undone. All false authority is returned to source. And so it is. Now we go to nullifying what has been done to others through darkness. In this part, we humbly acknowledge the truth that our soul, in its exploration of duality, may have caused harm to others through conscious or unconscious choices, through the misuse of power, influence, magic, speech, or energy. Whether in human, non-human, or multidimensional form, across all incarnations and realms, we recognize that spiritual responsibility includes not only self-healing, but but the releasing of harm we've caused. This is not about blame, shame, or punishment, but about taking sacred ownership, transmuting distortion, and returning all things to balance and peace. We recognize all curses, vows, blood seals, negative contracts, soul bindings, control mechanisms, domination templates, and forced karmic entanglements we may have placed upon others. Any rituals, dark alignments, energetic manipulations, oaths of allegiance, or control structures we may have used. Any spirits, entities, or energetic signatures we may have tethered or sent out that interfered with the free will of others. All harm seeded intentionally or ignorantly through pride, fear, ego, manipulation, or woundedness. We now call forth the divine source of all light, the higher self and oversoul of each participant, the law of free will, the law of divine will, the law of grace, and the law of karma. Let this command be governed fully by divine source and sacred truth, each participant's higher self and soul counsel, the law of free will, that nothing be removed unless permitted by the soul, the law of karma, that no rightful learning be bypassed, the law of grace, for healing beyond cycles, the law of divine justice and divine timing. In this sacred moment, speak aloud this declaration with humility and full spiritual authority. I now fully acknowledge and release all harm I have caused to any being, in any form, through any word, action, spell, intention, agreement, ritual, oath, thought, or energy, across all timelines, dimensions, and realities. I now call forth the full nullification and dissolution of every vow, curse, pact, seal, spell, or binding I have placed upon another, directly or indirectly, that is not aligned with the divine will, the higher self of that soul, and the law of free will. I revoke all spiritual authority or claim I have held over any being, consciously or unconsciously. I surrender all power dynamics, energetic hierarchies, soul cords, false dominion, and all dark constructs I may have used to control or limit others. I offer my deepest apology from the eternal self to all souls impacted. I now ask that any soul still tethered, bound, or held by my past actions, who may be earthbound, fragmented, confused, or trapped, be released and escorted by the divine into the light, if aligned. May all karma between us be balanced in divine truth and timing. May every connection return to love, neutrality, and liberation. And may I never again create harm in this way. I surrender fully to the path of love, accountability, and spiritual integrity. After honoring the reality that the soul, in its journey, has at times forgotten its true nature, we now enter a sacred moment of humility and energetic release. This is not about punishment or spiritual debt. It is simply a choice to stand in truth, open the field of healing, and allow all unresolved echoes of our past to be witnessed, met, and set free. With deep presence and no resistance, we say, to every soul connected to my path, across lifetimes, forms, dimensions, or realities, I acknowledge you now. I honor the thread between us, however it was woven. If I have affected you through my choices, my energy, my presence, or absence, knowingly or unknowingly, I ask your forgiveness. I was learning. I did not yet remember who I am. We do not ask for anything to be erased. We do not ask for release on our terms. We simply open the space. Only those souls who are ready, and only what divine alignment permits, may now step forward. We call into presence the sacred witnesses and protectors of this work, divine source and the spirit of truth, the higher selves of all beings involved. Archangel Michael, to secure this field in safety. Archangel Zadkiel, to hold the energy of gentle transmutation. Archangel Azrael, to guide any soul still wandering in the echoes of our shared past. Kuan Yin, for compassion deeper than words. The Spirit of Water, to cleanse and carry what is ready to be released. The Ancestors of Light and the Soul Record Keepers, to bear quiet, luminous witness. Let the field now respond. You may feel a presence. You may feel nothing at all. Still, you trust that your words travel where they are needed. Let every unspoken bond, every silent wound, every imprint of past confusion now rise into the light of your sincerity. You are not forcing. You are not demanding. You are simply allowing. To all who still carry memory of me, to all who have felt my forgetfulness or pain by my hand, I release you now. If you are ready, return to peace. Rise into your own truth. May the healing that belongs to you begin without delay. Let the unseen threads gently dissolve. Let the light move through the channels that were once blocked. We invite the souls who have remained earthbound, fragmented, or delayed in their path. Souls who still carry grief, wounds, or energetic weight from these experiences. Souls who are entangled or burdened through any lingering connection to our past actions. We ask now that these souls come only if it is truly their time and choice. Let no soul be disturbed who is not ready or willing. Archangel Michael, guardian and protector of divine truth, we now ask that you oversee this process. Guide this moment with absolute clarity and justice. Let each soul who chooses to come forth be accompanied by beings of light, whose presence will hold, protect, and support them as they enter this space. Let this clearing field remain fully protected and contained, shielded from distortion or confusion. Let this be a place of truth, not chaos. To those souls now present, we offer this. You are not forgotten. We acknowledge you. We ask your forgiveness, not because we deserve it, but because it restores balance and honors your journey. You are free. You owe us nothing. You may go your way now, or stay until your healing is complete. That is your sacred right. We do not control what unfolds, we simply offer the truth and the invitation for peace. As this sacred space holds the presence of divine witnesses, and as the currents of grace continue to flow, you are now invited to personally speak from your soul. This is your moment to offer your own words of regret, understanding, prayer, or release to any soul, spirit, being, or presence you may have impacted through choices made across lifetimes. You may speak aloud, whisper, or speak within. The soul will hear what is true. You are invited to say in your own words a heartfelt apology or acknowledgement, a prayer or offering for their healing. a sincere statement of release for all bonds between you and any soul, a personal expression of humility, grief, insight, or recognition, or simply a whisper of "I see you, I remember, I release you now." Let your truth be felt. Let your voice carry what was never spoken. Let the energy of this clearing hold it all without fear or judgment. Take your time here. Let the soul memory speak what the mind may not know. May this offering be received in the perfect alignment with the law of free will, the law of divine truth, and the higher self of all involved. I surrender the outcome to divine intelligence. I step back now and allow grace to complete what I cannot see. Then allow silence. Let the waters settle. Let the temple of the soul remember, no peace is ever wasted. No sincere word of healing is ever lost. With all that I am now, I offer you my apology, my regret, and my prayer for your healing and freedom. We ask the light to do what only it can. Archangel Azrael opens the passage for any soul who has been waiting for this moment to release and return home. The grandmother's cradle all who come forth in pain and sorrow. The spirit of water carries the tears of recognition into sacred transmutation. The violet flame dissolves any lingering cords or attachments between us and those we have impacted. The higher self and soul councils of each soul step forward to oversee the justice, release, or restoration that is aligned. We speak again. I do not ask for forgiveness as an escape, but I offer it as a seed of peace, planted in the fertile soil of this sacred space. To any soul still holding anger, grief, pain, or attachment, we say, I release you. I unbind you. You owe me nothing. You are free. I pray for your healing. I offer you the light. Go where your soul belongs, with peace, with power, with wholeness. May all who needed this be heard. May all who waited be freed. And may all who suffered be brought into the arms of light. Let the space be gently cleared. Let the echoes of this sacred act ripple into all timelines. Let no residue remain, only peace. And so it is. We continue with this last part by reclaiming the light of your soul. After lifetimes spent navigating shadow, distortion, harm, and regret, both inflicted and endured, there comes a sacred moment in the soul's path when we are called to reclaim what is eternally true. You were never meant to carry darkness forever. You were never created to remain bound to your past mistakes or others' suffering. The purpose of clearing is not just atonement, it is liberation. Not just release, but return. You are a being of original light. And no matter how far you have strayed from your essence, no matter how many contracts, actions, or identities were formed in distortion, you are still part of the divine flame. In this final part, we call back what was once given away in ignorance, shame, pride, guilt, punishment, or despair. We do not call back power to use against others. We call back the authentic essence of who we are, cleansed in truth, to be held in service to the light. This is not about forgetting what was, it is about remembering who you truly are beneath it all. With the support of the holy ones and laws invoked throughout this session, we now declare all soul fragments, light codes, sacred gifts, and original frequencies that were surrendered in moments of guilt, shame, or punishment, handed over to forces of control or dark authority, lost through distortion, mimicry, or trauma loops, sealed in forgotten timelines or karmic prisons, and belong lawfully to the higher self of the participant, are now lovingly called back, fully purified through the divine flame, and restored in alignment with the divine will of Source, the higher self and soul council, the law of grace and restoration, the law of divine order and sovereignty. We ask that any lingering bindings, spiritual contracts, names, roles, masks, curses, seals, pacts, or thrones of false light assumed in dark incarnations or distorted identities be now rendered null and void, cleared through the Akashic light, released back into the void, or reabsorbed by divine source. Let the soul's field now be cleansed and whole. Let all stolen or fragmented pieces of authentic divine power be reclaimed in perfect harmony and balance, free from distortion, ego, or misuse. Let the soul stand radiant in its truth, humbled by the journey, but no longer defined by shadow. Divine flame of purification, Archangel Zadkiel and the violet flame. Soul retrieval chambers, under the authority of the higher self and soul council. Akashic restoration matrix, supervised by the ascended masters and guardians of the Akash. Solar codes of sovereignty, anchored through divine source and the cosmic heart. Release of false identities and karmic thrones, through the temple of truth and Archangel Michael. We call the divine source and the original flame of the soul, the higher self and soul council of each participant. Archangel Michael, for sovereign resealing of the light body. Archangel Zadkiel, transmutation of distortions and false contracts. Ascended masters of truth and soul restoration, for final soul reintegration. Cosmic councils of light, to ensure all is lawfully aligned. Seraphim and thrones, to restore radiance, dignity, and original divine design. Final affirmation, to be spoken aloud or silently. I reclaim my original light. I release all identities built in fear, shame, or power over others. I return to my true essence, in alignment with divine will. I walk forward not as who I was, but as who I truly am. So it is. I am whole. Beloved soul, you have walked through sacred remembrance, not to punish yourself, but to return to truth. You have faced what was hidden, not for shame, but for restoration. We now bless you in the name of Divine Source, and through the witness of the higher self, the law of karma, the earth and celestial dragons, the angelic orders, the ascended masters, and the ancient ones of light. May you now reclaim your sovereign light. May all false identities rooted in guilt or spiritual distortion dissolve. May you feel your divine self restored and fully embodied. You are not the darkness you once explored. You are the wisdom born from it. You are the remembrance rising from it. You are the choice to walk in truth. You are free. You are restored. You are home in your light again. Let your soul walk forward, unbound, uncloaked, and held in the radiance of your eternal divine nature. And so it is. To every soul connected to this clearing, seen or unseen, named or unnamed, from any timeline, realm, or incarnation, we speak now with a heart stripped of pride and cloaked in truth. To those we harmed, we acknowledge your pain. We ask for your forgiveness with no justification. We release any bindings, soul cords, or contracts that tethered you in pain through our actions. To those we manipulated, cursed, controlled, or led astray, may every spell be dissolved. May every false vow be undone. May you now return to your wholeness and peace, free from any imprint we left behind. We call upon Divine Source to guide you home, to your healing, to your soul family, to your rightful place in the light. No soul is forgotten. No harm is ignored. Let your liberation be your justice. Let your joy be your vindication. And may we never again turn away from truth. Go in peace. Go in light. Go in freedom. And so it is. We now give deep thanks to Divine Source, the infinite light beyond form and name, to the higher selves of all participants, to the Earth Dragon and the White Celestial Dragon, to Mother Gaia and the Spirit of Water, to the Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Zadkiel, Metatron, and Sandalphon, to the angelic orders Seraphim, Cherubim, and Thrones, to the Ascended Masters and the Ancient Elders of Light, to the Star Nations and Cosmic Councils of Truth, to the Law of Karma, the Universal Laws, and the Law of Divine Timing. You have witnessed. You have protected. You have aligned this work in accordance with divine will. We honor your presence. We seal this space with light. We return all energies to where they belong. We release all that no longer serves. Let all portals be sealed. Let all cords be cleansed. Let all beings return to their rightful place. We now close this sacred temple. The work is complete. The space is clear. The soul is free. And so it is.